Hello, Dr. Little and fellow classmates. My name is Marital. After being in quarantine for 2 to 3 weeks, watching the news and seeing what was happening around the world due to this pandemic caused by COVID-19. After reading 7 different articles about different populations responding to COVID-19 pandemic, I decided this would be a good research topic. These articles represent thousands of individuals from France, Sweden, Germany, China, and the United States. The research articles were about lifestyle changes as a result of the pandemic quarantine. This hypothesis for the research project is due to the stay-at-home order from Governor Gavin Newsom. After researching many articles, my hypothesis was that people who are in quarantine do less activity. This is how participants were recruited. Participants were all family, friends, or neighbors to the researcher. They lived in California, Washington State, and Colorado. They were recruited through a personal email on May 4th, 2020. To complete a 5 to 10 minute online survey, anonymous Google. No incentive to complete the survey was offered. The questionnaire asked participants to rate frequency of various activities on a scale from 1 to 5. 1 being never, 2 being rarely, 3 being occasionally, 4 being frequent, 5 being very frequent. Participants were asked to identify themselves by age, gender, ethnicity, educational background, and marital status. I'm keeping this. 45.8 were married. 45.8 were married, and 33.3 were single, and 18.8% were in a relationship. 29.2% had some college, 27.1% had earned a bachelor's degree, and 20.8% had earned a associate's degree. The group had 16.7 with a master's and 1 doctorate. An article about prolonging homestay may lead to physical inactivity, Melania 2020, whereas a U.S. physical active study covered years 2007 to 2008 and 2015 to 2016, reported no change in adhered to physical guidelines, but a significant increase in sedentary activities. In my study, participant study, about 50% of participants exercised outside and 35% exercised inside. An article based on Swiss participants cited an increase in alcohol consumption. Additionally, there was an increase in German alcohol sales by approximately 1/3, Mois 2020. Thus, alcohol consumption with my study seemed interesting as a comparison. Would there be an increase or decrease in alcohol consumption due to COVID-19 quarantine by the research participants? Finally, there were a few articles related to screen time, physical inactivity, and sedentary activity Melania 2020, Hall 2020, and Baliza 2020. Survey questions were focused on these articles activities. What other activities seem to be affected by quarantine? Slide 7 included online gaming activities and watching television, which included streaming sites like Netflix and Hulu, Disney Plus, etc. Sedentary activities like playing computer games, watching television, playing card games, board games, engaging in social media sites, joining online platforms for work and non-work were surveyed. According to the articles, there were an increase in these sedentary activities. My study showed 39.6% of participants drank alcohol, 58.3% never played video games, 62.5% watched television, 33.3% of participants claimed to never play board games, while 29.1% occasionally played. 45.8% engaged in social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Of those who joined platforms like Zoom for work, came in at 29% who never accessed one. Yet 48% surveyed claim they have participated occasionally and frequently. Question. Of those surveyed on a join line platform like Zoom for social reasons, a number was high, combining occasionally and frequently responses. 81.3% said they did join. I got these results because we are all involved in the COVID-19 pandemic. This study could help further future studies in dealing with isolation during quarantine. This matters because despite being quarantined, people still found a way to be active. There are limits in every study. Limitations were having small participant size. Questions were developed by research observation of the participant group. Some questions were generated based on research articles, while other questions reflected ones that seemed applicable to the participant being served, and introducing new information not found in the research. Add more about future directions. Add more questions about other sedentary activities. Not asking certain questions may have eliminated important data. Maybe reading and gardening was number one activity, but I never asked it. The first few surveys were given in paper form versus digital. Learn more about working with spreadsheet and graphs. Set a specific survey turn-in deadline. Start working on these projects a lot sooner because it's a lot of work. So in conclusion, China, Sweden, France, Germany, and the United States have had to learn to deal with this pandemic quarantine. Global alcohol consumption has risen due to COVID-19. Sedentary activity increased globally. Many people experience online work platforms like Zoom for the first time. Thank you for listening to my PowerPoint. Hope you enjoyed it.